Hello, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another weekly reading vlog. So today is Monday, September 2nd, and it was my first day back at work, which, is something. And I mean, it was definitely something because like my first day back, I spent the entire day at the biobank, which always really sucks, but it especially really sucks when it's your first day back at work? So there was that, but it is what it is. Also, while I was at the biobank, we were informed that like someone basically has to not be at the biobank this month because like they have other stuff to do. I mean, at the biobank, but like different things. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And so we have to replace that person's shifts. And yeah, I'm gonna be there tomorrow morning again. So that's super fun, super exciting. Cannot wait. But in terms of reading, I am halfway through Elantris, so I definitely wanna finish it. Obviously, I'm really enjoying it. I'm not like completely, absolutely obsessed with it, but I am really, really enjoying it. And I wanna read the two novellas that come after it. I mean, I think one of them is more like of a short story because it's like 25 pages, which is The Hope of Elantris. I also really want to read that. And then the novella that comes after, which I think is called The Emperor's Soul. Let me check. The Emperor's Soul. Yeah, exactly. I want to read those. And then I have wanted to start this book for like a month now, maybe more. This is out. It's a thriller. I am filming a thriller video. I have been filming it for so long, and then I just stopped reading thrillers like for a month because I barely read anything in August, let's be honest. I basically stopped reading as a whole almost for a month. So yeah, I also wanna hopefully start this. And yeah, that's it, I think, for now. That's all I have to say in this intro, and welcome to the vlog. Hello, it is late on Sunday, which is much later than I intended to update. Not just later in terms of like what time it is, but later in terms of what day of the week it is. And I haven't really updated sooner because just like last week and the couple weeks before that, I haven't really been reading that much. And yeah, this is definitely gonna be a 2-week vlog. And yeah, I've read like 300 and something pages, I think, which is more than I've read the previous weeks, but it's not as much as I usually read, you know? But before we get to reading, what else did I do this week? So I think I mentioned, maybe I didn't. I think I did in the intro of this vlog that I had been at the biobank like pretty much all day on Monday, and I was gonna be there on Tuesday, like in the morning. And I did. And like after I came back from holiday, I realized that things had changed at the biobank while I was absent. And basically, like, the morning shift now starts like really late, because before, the morning shift was from like 11 to whenever we finished, and the afternoon shift was from 3:30 to whenever we finished. And usually it's like an hour and a half, around that, maybe more if we have like a lot of samples, but it's usually around an hour and a half each shift. But now, like, the afternoon shift is the same. It's still at 3:30, but the morning shift starts at midday, which technically is not even the morning anymore, right? That's when it becomes the afternoon, right? Because it's after noon. And now it starts at noon. So, there's that. So yeah, it ends very late, but on Monday, we didn't really have like that many samples. I think we had like 6 blood samples and 6 urine samples, so like it was okay. But on Tuesday, we had 18 of each. So that was a lot of samples. And we finished after 1:30. So that sucked. At least I didn't have to be there in the afternoon. But like, the colleague I was there with had to be there in the afternoon. So I really felt for her, because like, I was tired like for the rest of the day after that. So I can just imagine how she was feeling. But yeah, that happened. And then basically, I also, this week I had to prepare a poster, because next week I'm going to be at a conference. So I had to prepare the poster and send it to my supervisor for her to correct, and then like do her corrections, and then, the thing. And yeah, so I did that. And actually, the conference is gonna be like kind of in my hometown. So I'm just gonna be like home, like at my parents' place, which is why like I am still like in my house. I mean, technically I would be here anyway at this time. But I did not go home during this weekend, which I forgot to say and just assumed you somehow had read my mind. I didn't go home this weekend because like I do have to go to work tomorrow. So like, and the conference starts on Tuesday. So it made no sense for me to like go home on Friday, then come back like tonight, and then leave again tomorrow. You know what I mean? So I just stay here during the weekend, and tomorrow after work, I am gonna go home, like to my parents' house. And yeah, I did a poster, I worked on a few other things. I like started a experiment that I need to learn how to do with my supervisor. And that was pretty much it in terms of work. And then on Thursday, I was gonna go bowling with a friend, and like the bowling alley is at a mall. So like we went to the mall to have dinner, and then he was like, "Are you seeing what I'm seeing?" I'm like, "I'm not seeing anything. What are you talking about?" And then he pointed, and the bowling alley was closed. Yeah, that was great, super fun, loved it. So yeah, it was closed, and so we didn't know what to do. So we just came like here to my place, and we started a puzzle while we listened to Disney songs. Yeah, that's yeah, super fun. Actually, it was super fun. And then I was supposed to like wait for him to come back here eventually one day to finish the puzzle, but I am obsessive. Like, once I start something, I mean, not anything, but a puzzle specifically. Once I start a puzzle, I can't rest until I finish it. So I finished it. Oopsie. And then what else? On Friday, I went with my bestie to the cat cafe once again, and she took the cutest photo ever of me and an orange cat. The orange cat that like came up to me and sat on my lap the last time I was there. Cutest photo, like look at it. The cat is smiling. I'm having the time of my life. That's my favorite photo of me ever. Yeah. And yeah, we went to the cafe, then we came here, we had dinner, and we watched Winx. We are continuing on our rewatch. We are on season 4. We are not liking season 4. It's boring. It's just like on Earth, which, I'm already on Earth. I'm not watching a like cartoon about fairies to see Earth. Even if it's like Earth with magic, it's still Earth. Earth is boring. Like, give me the magic dimension. You know what I mean? Say we're bored. We're waiting for that whole plot to be finished. Also, like the relationship drama, I am so done. I don't like relationship drama in anything, but like the relationship drama in Winx Club is another level of annoying because it's the same issues repeated over and over and over, and I am losing my mind. Also, I miss the tricks because they're not on the season, I guess. And like since I was a little kid, I've had a crush on Icy, and now that I'm a grown adult, I kind of have a crush on Darcy. She's more my type than Icy, but like Icy is, in my heart. She's like my childhood crush, and they're not there, and I miss them. I know they're the villains, but I miss them. They're iconic, and yeah, that's what happened. That's what I've been doing. Other than what I've been doing, that's causing me not to read, which is my most recent obsession, which I've had in the past, but like it has come back. And I mean, first I'm gonna tell you what I read, because what I read was I finished Elantris and I read The Hope of Elantris, which was like 20 pages. So like I literally just finished reading that so I could come update and having read more than just the second half of Elantris. Also, my laptop is like in my living room / kitchen, and I can hear it from here, like overheating, I guess. Don't know what's happening. Like it was fine when I came here, but now it's having a stroke. But anyway, I finished Elantris and I really, really liked it. Like I liked it way more than I expected. I really liked the characters. I love Rayoden and Sereni. Absolute icons. They were so funny, so iconic, like so resourceful, so just amazing. I love them. And the other main character we were following, I hated, and like I was supposed to hate him, but his ending was definitely very interesting and again, better than I expected. And yeah, I really, really liked it. I thought the pacing was great. I thought the plot was so interesting. Like I was honestly invested from page one because it was such a cool concept. And yeah, I really liked it. I really, really, really liked it. I'm not entirely sure yet what my rating for it is gonna be. It's definitely like a high rating. I really, really enjoyed it. And yeah, like I had seen some reviews saying that like it wasn't as good as his other books. Like maybe, the writing isn't like as great, or like characters are not as developed, I guess, but like I really liked it. And usually like I do appreciate like good, beautiful writing, but also that's not like the most important thing to me when reading a book. It's like, how interesting the plot is, how much I like the characters, like what it makes me feel, and it made me feel great. I loved it. And The Hope of Elantris, like I said, was like 20 pages. It was really, really short. And we were basically following like the climax of the action of Elantris, but like from another POV and like in another place. And it was also really good. I also really enjoyed it. It was definitely like a cute little short story. And yeah, also really enjoyed that one. But I don't really have much to say because it's 20 pages. Like what can I say without spoiling? Absolutely nothing other than what I have said. And now, what I have been doing, like what I have spent most of my time this week doing, was watching movies. And like I don't watch movies. Only movies I watch are like Marvel, like Pirates of the Caribbean, and like occasionally, if I'm like obsessing with an actor or an actress, like I watch some of their movies until my obsession is over. And that's kind of what's happening, but not fully. Like yes, but not like I am obsessing on an actor, but I'm also obsessing like on a genre of movies. And the genre of movies is, I mean, it's not an actual genre, but I like on the like comments, I was gonna like log the movies that I was watching on like my app that I use to log TV shows and movies that I watch. And on the comments, someone was saying, this is such a straight man movie. And so now that's what I'm calling them. I am obsessing with like straight men movies because honestly, like that is what they are. And like it started off with Fast and Furious because on I think it was Saturday or Friday of last week, I'm not entirely sure. But I was like at home and my dad was like, there is like a Fast and Furious movie like starting right now on TV. Do you want to come and watch? I was like, sure. And it was actually one that I hadn't watched yet because the last one I had watched was the eighth with my best friend on the movie theater. Also, my best friend and my bestie are different people. Like the bestie that went with me to the cat cafe is not this best friend. And yeah, I had watched it with my best friend. And yeah, the last one I had watched was the 8th, and the one that was on TV was the 9th, which I didn't like. Like those movies are all like ridiculous. They're all over the top, ridiculous, absolutely insane, but they're fun. And I feel like the 9th one was just like too ridiculous. You know, it was like too much. Like it crossed the line from the this is insane, absolutely outlandish, but very fun to like this is just absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, even though I didn't like it, it got me in the mood to watch more movies like it. So then when I got home, I watched the two other movies that I still had to watch from that franchise, which were Hobbs and Shaw and The 10th, which I did like more. And that started my obsession with straight men movies. And specifically, restarted my obsession with Jason Statham. So, and actually, if we're gonna be honest, also I've been talking for 14 minutes, but now I cannot shut up. I am in a like chatty mood, and I've been alone all weekend. I haven't talked to anyone except like the cashier at the supermarket. But I said like, 3 or 4 words. So yeah. So actually, this all started when I was going to Brazil. Because on the plane, I was, looking at the list of movies to watch. And there was a new Jason Statham movie. And I was like, that's great. Let's watch it. So like that's kind of where it restarted. But like if I hadn't watched that movie with my dad, I think like it wouldn't have gone anywhere. But now it has. And like all of his movies are straight men movies. You know what I mean? They're that kind of movie. So yeah, that's what I have been spending most of my time doing. And I do also I do want to rewatch all of the Fast and Furious movies like from the start because I barely remember what happens in the first ones. So, I do want to do that as well eventually. And yeah. Like straight men movies are definitely my guilty pleasure because a lot of them are like really shitty, but they're so fun. They're so fun. I guess I just like people beating other people up. Which I don't know what it says about me. I mean, fictionally, not like in real life. Like, if I saw people, in a fight outside, like on the street, I wouldn't be like, huh, this is so cool. I'm just gonna stand here and watch and have like the most fun of time ever. No, that's not the case. But like in a movie, it's so fun. And yeah, I don't know what that says about me, but I'm having the time of my life, honestly. And yeah, this leads us to here, Sunday night. It's I think almost midnight. It was like 11:30 when I started filming. I've been talking for 16 minutes, so it's probably almost midnight. And yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do right now. Like I should go to sleep, but also for me this is very early, so I probably won't go to sleep. Like I might watch a movie. Who knows? Yeah, and tomorrow I am gonna go to work. I am gonna be continuing on that experiment that I said I started last week with my supervisor. I'm also gonna do like another thing that I have to learn how to do tomorrow, and yeah, prepare for my poster presentation. I guess the poster is prepared. I am not. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna go back home to my parents' place. And yeah, I will talk to you at some point during the next week. Oh, and definitely the next book I want to read is The Emperor's Soul. Maybe I talked about it in the intro, which is, I thought it was like really part of the same series of Elantris. And now I don't think it is, but it's set in the same world, whatever that means. So I want to read that, and I still want to read the thriller book. So those are my two, those two books are my goal for this next week. And yeah, I will talk to you at some points, during the week. Hello, it is Friday, and this week was so tiring because I had the conference. I had to wake up so early. Like, I am not a morning person at all, so waking up for work is already hard for me, but for this conference, I had to wake up like earlier than I usually do. So it was very, very hard. On Wednesday, like, I got home and then I had a nap from like 6:30 to 9:30, which honestly saved me for yesterday because like yesterday I was fine. If I hadn't had that nap, I would have been like feeling like a zombie for the entire day. So thank God I had that nap. But yeah, the conference went well. It was really nice. My colleague had his presentation on Tuesday, which was the first day of the conference, and I also presented my poster on Tuesday. So, we were like stress free for the rest of the days of the conference. So, that was great. And yeah, yesterday was the last day, and we had the like conference dinner, which we didn't like stay until the end, but it was still like really fun. And yeah, it was a great time. What wasn't a great time was the fact that on Wednesday afternoon, I got an email saying that I have classes for the next 2 weeks. And then the week after, I have 2 presentations and an exam on top of work. So that wasn't fun. Terrible news. I knew I was going to have classes either like starting next week or the week after, but still, it was, terrible news. Expected news, but still terrible news. And yeah, I think I need to like change some shifts at the biobank because I have shifts when I'm gonna have classes because the classes are like from 5 to 8 p.m. So yeah, I need to figure that out. But in terms of reading, I think the last time I talked to you, I had already read The Hope of Elantris. I'm pretty sure. So what I read next was The Emperor's Soul, which was set in the same world as Elantris, but was not like connected in any way other than just being in the same world. And we're following a character called Shai, who was in a dungeon, and she was a forger. Like, that was her type of magic, and she could like change materials into other materials, like change objects into other objects. And she basically did like art forgeries, which was why she was in jail. But the emperor of that area, he had been attacked and he was like really badly injured. And they were able to heal his body, but not his mind. So they wanted Shai to forge a mind for him, or like a soul. And she had 100 days to do it. And if she did it, they would give her her freedom. And so we see her working on that. And it was definitely very interesting. It was definitely also like a really cool magic system. And I also really like the character. She was definitely very interesting, very cool character. And yeah, it was a novella. It was really short. I can't really say more about it without spoiling, but I did really enjoy it. And then I finally started this book. I'm not like very far into it yet. I'm on page. I'm on page 95, and I read the first like section, I suppose, and like each section has chapters in them, and like the first section, which was called Night Shift, had like 7 chapters, and like the second section starts here, and it's called Bathroom. So that's a title. And yeah, I've just started, like I've gotten to know the characters, and I learned like what it says in the synopsis. And basically we are following, I think, 4 women or 3. Like we've met at least like 4 or 5, but POVs, I don't know if we had like 3 or if we had 4. And also a guy. And these women, they work in a like factory of packaged food, like cooked food, you know, like pre-cooked, prepared food. And one of them, like in the first shift that we see, they work the night shift. The first shift that we see, she is telling them, like her colleagues, that her husband hit her. And then the night after, she actually like kills her husband and tells one of her colleagues, and now like she and another one are like helping her get rid of the body. And that is like where I'm at, and that's written in the back of the book. I hadn't actually read it before, so I didn't really know what this was about. I just knew that it was a thriller, which was what I wanted to read. So yeah, I'm definitely interested. I'm not obsessed yet, but I've also only read 95 pages, and this is 400, no, 550. So, you know, just a tiny bit, but I'm definitely intrigued. I'm definitely enjoying it. And there's also like other issues in this area of the factory. There's like a lot of crime, a lot of violence going on. So I'm assuming that is gonna also be part of the main story, but I'm not entirely sure, but I'm definitely intrigued. And I feel like it is definitely gonna get very thrilling at some point. So yeah, definitely enjoying it, and definitely very intrigued and interested to keep going. But that's it. That's what I've read. I have just finished filming my video for Elantris, and I need to edit that at some point. I don't know if I'm gonna do that today or tomorrow. And I also do need to get some work done because I slept in late today and I haven't done everything that I wanted slash needed to do today. So I'll either also do that today or I will do that tomorrow. But yeah, I do sadly need to work, and I do want to read more of this book because very, very curious. And on no, not Monday, Sunday. On Sunday, I'm gonna go back to my place, and I think I'm gonna stay there next weekend because, again, I have classes from 5 to 8, so I would have to catch the train like so late. Like I would get here so late on Friday, and I don't feel like it. Like I'm already gonna be tired from like working almost 12 hours every day. So yeah, I don't really want to get like more tired, you know? So I think I'm just gonna stay there and chill. That's, yeah, like do nothing, interact with no one, just rot during the weekend. That sounds great. But yeah, that's literally not for this vlog. So I am gonna read, I'm gonna work, I'm gonna edit. I am probably gonna watch some more straight man movies. I've only watched 2 more because conference and, you know, being exhausted. But I am rewatching Fast and Furious. I've watched or rewatched the first and the second. I do plan on watching the third tonight, but we'll see how everything else that I have to do goes. But yeah, I will probably talk to you on Monday to wrap up the vlog. Hello, it is Monday. I think the last time I talked to you was Friday. Like I'm not entirely sure, but I think it was. And I think I had like just started this book, and I made it to page two, not two, three, 342, which is like 60-ish% through the book. And I'm enjoying it. I'm definitely like intrigued. I am like curious about what's gonna happen. Like if the characters are gonna get like found out for what they did or not, and how like all the little stories are gonna connect. But at the same time, I'm not obsessed with it. Like on the one hand, I want to keep reading it. Like I keep thinking, okay, I want to get back into that book, but also like I'm not obsessed with it. I don't know what it is. I don't know. But like I'm liking it. I'm definitely liking it. I'm just not like loving it. And yeah, I don't really know what to say because, this is a thriller and I don't want to like obviously spoil anything other than what I have said with like which like wasn't much, but is, the premise and the fact that like I'm enjoying it but not like absolutely loving it. And I think I mentioned this in the video that I'm filming for this book, that like I don't love the writing, and I don't know if it's because it's translated or because it's translated into Portuguese specifically, and like everything sounds worse in Portuguese. Everything sounds like way more cringe in Portuguese. So I don't know. That might be the case. Like that could very likely be the case. So yeah, I don't know. I don't like love the writing, but also I am liking the book and I am curious and I am invested in the story and in the characters. Also, I don't love the characters. I mean, I think they're like supposed to be kind of unlikable, like real people, very flawed, but I don't love them. But also, I am still invested in their story. So, definitely like mixed feelings about this book, but overall, it's like positive feelings. And that is like everything that I read. I did buy a book though, which was this one, The Book That Wouldn't Burn. And you can't even like see how beautiful it is because it's dark outside. It's like almost 11 p.m. So, there's not enough light, but I'll film just like the book tomorrow when there is, sunlight. But yeah, this is a fantasy book that came out last year. And like when it came out, I was really interested in reading it. Like I really wanted to read it, but then I just, didn't. And then I forgot about it, that like it existed. But I found it on the weekend, so I bought it. And yeah, it's really beautiful and I'm really excited to read it. But like the size of the font in this book, like hello, how small is that? That's gonna be a struggle, but the book is beautiful nonetheless. So, there is that. And yeah, I think that is everything that I did, that I read, that I bought, book related, and even like not book related. I didn't do much. I just like went out for lunch on both Saturday and Sunday, and then like went grocery shopping, and then came here and watched a lot of YouTube, and also like did the work that I needed to do. And that was it. That's literally everything. And in terms of what I read in these past 2 weeks, I finished Elantris. I read The Hope of Elantris. I read The Emperor's Soul, and I read the first 60-ish% of Out. And that was 862 pages, which like for 2 weeks is definitely not as much as I would have liked. But like the 2 weeks before, I had read 390. So it's like over like double of that. So, it's progress, I guess. But yeah, that's everything for this weekly reading vlog. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you have enjoyed it. And if you did, give it a like and subscribe. And I will talk to you next time. Bye!